All right, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? I am Is There No One Else? And the video I'm bringing you today, we have some footage from the AAP event in the background and some fun fights by everybody. I wanted to talk a little bit about the AAP event. I want to talk a little bit about PvP. Hopefully I don't ramble on too much. Hopefully I explain my point of view pretty well, because yeah, people are, I already know there's going to be a few internet trolls in this video, so please just, before you respond, just listen to the whole video, listen to my whole point of view. And yeah, if you disagree, you disagree. That's cool. That's what the internet's for, is to have disagreements. When does anybody ever agree with anybody on the internet before? But yeah, let's dive into the video. So this is the AAP event. We are in the sewers right now. Cyrodiil wasn't working. Everybody's pop locked. It just wasn't working properly. It works better during the AAP event that I found compared to without it. It doesn't mean it works good, it just works better. And so something that needs to be mentioned, because whatever they do during this, things always seem to work even at least a little bit better even when it's faction locked. But had some good fights, have had quite a few good fights, but this event always seems to exacerbate the same problem that I've talked about in the past. I brought up this video last year also, and I talked about how the scoring system should change for PvP, because currently the current PvP system incentivizes people to not attack more than actually play PvP. And the reason I bring it up is because in the past it used to be skewed in the other direction. If you guys have been playing for a while, like back during the Hatteras days, you'll probably remember this, but on Xbox, during the Hatteras days, all of Aldmeri Dominion used to camp at Bleakers. The entire faction would stack at Bleakers. They would have no home keeps. They would have no scrolls. They would sit at Bleakers in between Chalman and what was that, Ayleswell? They would sit there in between DC and EP, and they would farm D-ticks all day. Their entire faction would be there. So a 20-man comes by and they go to try and take it. Well, the entire faction comes out, destroys them, gets a nice D-tick, gets lots of AP. Even if you're not even there, you can just put a rubber band on your controller or on your mouse or whatever, or like do something, hold down your heavy attack button, and just make sure you don't log off, and you're going to get free D-ticks because so many people there are there to defend it and do that for you. And it got ridiculous, and it got adjusted. And they meaning ZMX, decided to incentivize people going out and attacking more. They said, you know what, we don't want people just sitting defending a keep, because it's not fun. It's not fun PvP when you have an entire faction stacking at one keep, because it's better to sit there and do that. You'll generate more AP doing that than you will going out to PvP. And so they changed it. They changed it to where you get more AP playing offensively, taking keeps than defending. And so a lot of people stopped doing D-ticks. A lot of people started pushing offensively, to a point now to where you don't see a lot of people defending anymore. You'll see a 20 or 30 man roll over a keep, but nobody really goes to set up a defense, not like they used to, because it's not as incentivized as it used to be to defend. You're better off just going offensive and taking empty keeps. In the same amount of time that you could defend a keep and get 20, 30k, maybe a 20k defensive tick, you could go take 3 empty keeps and you could get 18k plus the resources. You're going to take 25, 30k. And so people that do the math on the AP gains have figured out, like, hey, if I want to push Emp and I want to do these things, I got to go offensive. And if I want to go offensive, it doesn't mean fighting people. It means taking empty keeps. And so you see it all the time where people are taking empty keeps, because that's how they get their rank the best. That's how they push the map the best. That's how they get the best objective. And that's how they get the highest rank. And I'm not insulting anybody that does this, okay? I want to be clear that I'm not insulting anybody that follows the rules of PvP and plays in the best way to... If you want to play the objective, that's how you play the objective currently. That's how you play it the best. I'm not saying that you're doing bad and you're a bad player. I'm just stating that, hey, in the same way that it got adjusted in the past, maybe we should adjust it again now and balance it out a little bit more than what it currently is. And so that's what I've talked about in the past. It gets exacerbated during the AAP event because you have people that do an AP train. And the AP train If you guys don't know it, if you guys don't have it on your platform, I think everybody does, but maybe not. The AP train is just 2 or 3 factions, all stacked in a tower, or well, in a keep, just nonstop flipping the keep over and over and over again and getting AP that way. It is the best, most efficient way to generate AP in the game. You're better off doing that than running in a Zerg. You're better off doing that than bombing. And a lot of people don't value PvP. They don't like it. A lot of people come into PvP and they want the AP for potions. They want their alliance rank potions so that they can go do dungeons and trials and do the content that they enjoy. And so for them, AP isn't you know, a side thing. That's the main thing. That's what they want. They want the AP, which is essentially money. And so I totally get it. I totally get why people do it. I totally understand why people do it. But it's just an annoying aspect of PvP where it's a PvP event and the game is disincentivizing people to not PvP. And like I said, I know some people are going to comment, they're going to be like, oh, wow, you're complaining. This is a double AP event. This is a PvP event. Midyear Mayhem. Mayhem. That's the name of it. All I'm asking is that Midyear Mayhem is a little bit more focused on PvP instead of PV door. That's all I'm saying. And I know some people are going to disagree with that. But imagine if it was like you were doing dungeons, the dungeon the dungeon event, right? Where you do dungeons and you get extra, extra keys. I can't remember what the dungeon event is. You get extra motifs. What if during that, randomly, there was just PvP that happened? So you're killing Bloodspawn, and a 20-man comes out, and they just zerg you down in the middle of a dungeon, and you die. What if you're trying to do Vet Mazatoon, and you're trying to do hard mode, and all of a sudden you get snipe spammed by 4 people in the corner because you're just like, holy shit, this is the dungeon event. This isn't the PvP event. What if you're doing the Rit event, and all of a sudden some bomber just nukes you while you're making food so that you can get your Rits? It just doesn't make any sense. That's all I'm saying. The PvP event, whether you like it or not, should revolve around PvP. That's all I'm saying. And so, yeah. What else was I going to say? There's a lot of things that can be done. And I wanted to go into the quick math on it. What's an else video without some quick math, and talking about disincentivizing. But a lot of people there's going to be a few people that are going to comment. They're going to be like, well, Else, you're mostly a solo player. Why should a Zerg focus you? You're not worth much AP. You don't do much for pushing scrolls. You don't do much for the campaign. Why should people fight you? And I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is sometimes I run in a 3, 4, 5, 6-man group, and we can take keeps with 3 people. I've posted videos on it of us sieging a door down with 3 people. We've sieged doors down with 2 people. That video was a couple months ago. So 6 people is a threat, right? And this is the point I wanted to try and make. So 6 people is a threat. So if I take a 6-man and I go up to take a home keep of Ebonheart Pact, okay? We are threatening pushing the map. If we back cap a home keep, that means a lot of AD can come up there and we can take scrolls and we do a bunch of other things, which is pushing the objective, correct? I think we can all agree that that's classified as pushing the objective. Well, what will happen is a 12-man will see us there and they will go, okay, well, if they haven't died in a little bit, they're worth 1,500 AP apiece, right? So that times 6, that total group is worth 9k AP. If they're not on a resource, that's 9k AP that we get for them. And if they are on a resource, we get another 1,500 for flipping it. Maybe we get a D-tick of 2 or 3k. So let's be generous and we'll say 13, 14, let's say it's 14k AP. Now we could fight this 6-man as our 12-man. It may take a while. They look like they're solid players. They look like they have a couple of thumbs, and it might take a little bit of time even though we have double the people because it's a tankier meta. Let's just say it's a 5-minute fight. Well, in that 5-minute duration of fighting people, you could take all 3 resources at another empty keep. You could knock down the outer door and knock down the inner and get an entire keep flipped for 6k AP per person guaranteed for the keep, plus 4,500 AP for all of the resources. So it's a guaranteed 10.5k AP versus maybe at best 14k AP. At worst, you die and you respawn and you've wasted more time trying to fight the same group. And so people see this and they go, okay, well, why fight that group when I can just go do this? I'm incentivized to go fight and take an empty keep because I'm pushing the map. If I stayed, if they went and they sieged down the door, I could stay and defend. I could defend against them, but with the 12 of us, we're maybe going to get a 4k tick. So once again, do we stay and defend against a 6-man that is pushing the map and is doing things like taking over the objective, or do we take an empty keep and get more AP? Well, like I just tried to show you, you generate more AP, you get a higher alliance rank, you get more gold by taking empty keeps. And so once again, like I said, I'm not making fun of people for doing this. This is the most efficient way to gain AP right now. So during the double AP event, it's standing in an empty keep. Not during an AP event, it's taking empty keeps. And so PvP in general is slightly skewed towards not PvPing, which is a damn shame. That's all I'm going to say. It's a damn shame that that's the way it is. And I think there's just a few adjustments that need to be made. Number one, increase the AP per kill per person. Instead of have it be 1,500, make it 2k. Make it 3k. Make it just a little bit higher. And maybe lower the amount of AP you get for an offensive take. So if you want to take an offensive keep, maybe you only get 5. Okay, so if we do the new math, and let's say it's 3k. So if all of a sudden you see 6 people on a resource, that's 18k AP. Okay? If you kill them, that's 18k AP plus the flip, which let's say we make the offensive ticks 1k for resources and 5k for a keep. It's now 18k versus 8k going offensive. All of a sudden, that incentivizes the 12-man group. Hey, we'll get more AP if we fight the 6-man on this resource. We're still playing the objective, guys. Like, we're still playing the objective because the goal is to defend home keeps against people trying to siege it. It's just slightly skewering it, it's slightly adjusting it so that it's not skewering. It's slightly adjusting it so that defensive ticks are a little bit more valuable. And so when you see a 6-man group, you go, okay, we should go get them. We shouldn't take an empty keep. We should go do this. And so that's the point of the video. That's the point I've been trying to make. I know I'm a little long-winded here. I wanted to try and get my entire point across because this is always a sensitive subject. This is always a sensitive subject because it's me, a solo or small-scale 1vxer trying to tell other people how to PvP, and that's not what I'm trying to do. That's not the goal of this video. That's not my intent. My intent is just to show you guys how PvP is currently constructed to not have people PvP, and whether or not that involves 20 mans chasing me down and I never get clips again because they're getting incentivized to fight me instead of take keeps, that's fine. I think a PvP area should be more focused on player versus player than other things like taking empty keeps or defending one objective. Both those things are skewed. Whether or not you're faction stacking bleakers in the first example, because that did happen. And I'm sure there's some people on here that were here from the Hatter's days. They can comment and they can say, yes, that was stupid. I'm sure there's people here. That's one polar opposite. The other polar opposite we're currently at is people all sitting in empty keeps, taking, flipping it over and over again because that generates way more AP than a defensive tick, an offensive tick, or just fighting and killing people. Like there was a guy, I went to go interrupt the AP train today because, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I went to go interrupt the AP train, and a guy's like, yeah, we just defended it. Somebody did it before me. And they said, yeah, we just got an 150k D-tick defending this against this group of players. And I was like, that's awesome. And somebody commented, and they said, yeah, we would have gotten double that if we would have just flipped, if we would have just ran the AP train. Which is crazy, right? Like, they just got an awesome D-tick. How often do you see 150k D-ticks? And people are like, yeah, we would have gotten more than that if we would have just stood here with our fingers in our butts and just waited for people to capture keeps, flip the flags over and over and over again. That's ridiculous. I'm like, this is where I'm annoyed, is because it's like, okay, yeah, the best way to gain alliance points is to actually not fight. And that's frustrating. And so I'm going to end this video here. If you guys have any questions or comments, I know this is a random rant, but I figured it would be worthy of the discussion. I thought it'd be fun to talk about because, yeah, it's going on right now. And hopefully we can eventually get an adjustment in the future. So, yeah, we will be doing PTS videos next week when the AA event ends and when things get a little bit more finalized. More AA of clips and stuff will be coming out this week. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day.